Hello, I'm Sophia. I'm here with Sarah.
Hello.
Hi. Today we're going to talk about why twin flames withdraw and pull away. So, why do twin flames withdraw or pull away from their partner? What do you do when your once close twin flame seems suddenly growing more and more distant? It's a very uncomfortable and often triggering feeling when your twin flame withdraws because you feel it in your soul. When you're deeply connected to someone, especially a twin flame, withdrawal is hard to deal with and sends off all kinds of alarm bells. I mean, you feel your twin flame slipping away and you don't know how to stop it from happening. And in most cases, you've got no idea why it's happening. And so you ask them about it, but the answers they give you just don't seem to make any sense.
Well, it's very common for twin flames to withdraw, even if it's just slightly, usually after a few months. For one reason or another, twin flames often withdraw from the other about 2 to 4 months into the relationship. Not always, but that's kind of the norm. Twin flame relationships usually always start out great, and the relationship gets very, very serious very, very quickly. There's lots of communication because they call and text each other daily and they want to spend lots of time together, and things are happily growing closer and closer. Then suddenly everything changes. Out of nowhere, the twin flame stops calling. They stop texting. Your daily communication is now reduced to, 3 days a week, if that. Now you only see each other on weekends. Then you spend less and less time together. And after so much togetherness and all the communication you had in the beginning, you are shocked at the decline. And now your mind starts to wander. At first, the excuses they gave made sense. But now you can't help but feel that there's something more to it that they're not telling you. So you begin to question if your connection is diminishing as well, since you haven't been spending a lot of time communicating and or doing things together.
And because a twin flame relationship is so strong from the connection perspective, you feel them energetically detached from you. Even if it's subtle, you still feel it. The connection is so strong, but now you feel the distance expanding between you. You're very aware something is missing. Energetically and telepathically, you try to feel for them, but you can't. Your fear actually a sense of loss. I mean, you fear feeling this loss, like something is being taken away from you, and you can't help but agonize that your twin flame is going to break up with you, or that they may have found someone else.
Yeah, or that the connection's gone.
Or the connection's gone, but it's not. And so fear begins to creep into your mind, like maybe they're giving all their attention to someone new, or maybe their ex is back in the picture. And you go over everything you've ever said or done, looking for a clue that could explain why they've withdrawn like this.
Yeah, everything seemed to be going so well, and you seem to both be on the same page and had the same feelings. Why are they doing this, and why won't they just talk to you about it? Just so all of you out there listening know, this happens to a lot of twin flame couples. You're not alone. This is not something that's rare. We're going to discuss the most common reasons why this may be happening with you and your twin flame, and the best way for you to handle it when and if it does happen. So, let's go with the first one. Let's call it a reality check. When you first met, there was great chemistry and the connection and the happiness that it's thrilling and overwhelming and la 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 la. There seemed to be like nothing else on the world, on the whole planet, but the two of you. And everything took a back seat for a while. But now, work has been piling up. Things around the house need attending to. Friends and family that have been put off all now need some attention.
Yeah, and so right now the withdrawal or pulling back that's happening is really nothing more than a readjustment. All the time and energy they gave you at the beginning, at the expense of so many other parts of their life, needs to find a new balance. They've got to catch up on things needing their attention, which means they have to pull that attention away from you right now. You're going through a period where now they have to find the right way to create a new normal that doesn't let anything or anyone get neglected. You may not get the same amount of time from them as you did in the beginning, but in truth, they gave you too much time and are now facing the reality of that. So you became their whole life in the beginning, and now they have to make you part of their life. An important part, of course, but that's in balance with their other responsibilities they have, both personally and professionally.
It doesn't mean they care about or love you less. They did not pull back and take attention away from you because they don't want to communicate with you or they don't want to spend time with you. They are just having to restore a balance to their life out of necessity. And like I said earlier, this is normal, so relax. So when a twin flame pulls back for legitimate reasons, such as this, don't give them a hard time about it and don't beat yourself up about it and don't worry about it. You're both adults. And you know that you can't live on love alone. You have to work. You have to take care of your home, pets, your health, etc. Don't let it affect you personally because this is not an insult to you at all. It's just a part of being an adult and navigating your way through the world.
Absolutely. Now, the next example, though, is a bit more problematic. So in the beginning, they told you constantly how happy they were and how you're the best thing that ever happened to them. They say that you're twin flames and they're totally accepting of your deep connection and that they've waited their entire life for someone like you. And you are the one. They're ready to start planning a future with you and you're on cloud 9. But then, out of nowhere, they take it all back. And they're nowhere to be found. Poof! Your twin flame has just vanished into thin air. They no longer call or communicate. They may even block you from social media. Even when you call or text them, they will not respond. Well, now you've been ghosted by your twin flame, and you never saw it coming. And we do have a separate podcast on ghostings, okay? So go look for that. I'll put the link in the description when we're done. You feel as if your world has come to an end. One day you're planning your future together and now they're gone. And you can't for the life of you figure out why.
Yeah. There are two main reasons for ghosting between twin flames. One is they saw their future laying out before them, moving faster than made sense to them intellectually. The feelings of love and happiness were now replaced by thoughts of fear. They wanted to be ready for this twin flame relationship, but the pace of it and the emotion of it has got the better of them. In regular relationships, the pace is usually much slower, and we gradually get ready for each new step in a relationship over time. There really isn't time to get used to each new step with twin flames because the relationship moves way too quickly to catch up logically. This is a crisis point of the twin flame relationship, and this crisis can result in ghosting or running. What they do going forward and how they do it will determine if and when and how you can get a handle on the connection between the two of you. While they are at this crisis point, however, the only thing you can do is stay focused on yourself. You have zero control in the situation, unfortunately. This is their problem to resolve, not yours. Letting them be may be the hardest thing you've ever had to do in your life, but you have to do it. You have to have your own set of lessons and growth during this period of twin flame separation. It's hard to deal with, but you should never chase a runner or a ghoster, nor should you be enabling one.
And the second main reason for ghosting and running between twin flames is that they never really were a twin flame to begin with. Sadly, there are people out there that like to do this either because they're a narcissist or simply a person that likes to love bomb people and create a fantasy of a relationship, but when they have to get real, they no longer like it. So they end the relationship just as quickly as it started, and more than likely will very soon do the same thing again to someone else. Beware of false twin flames, as they're very, very good at reeling you in. And we also have a podcast and a YouTube video on false twin flames if you want to check that out for more information. Real twin flames are rare. Fake twin flames are much more common, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm. That's why a lot of people that'll, comment or write in, about, well, my twin flame didn't do this, and blah, 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 and you're wrong. It's like, no, they weren't your real twin flame. They don't grow on trees. Twin flames tend to withdraw because something happens in their life that's a major distraction. It could be job drama, it could be trauma and chaos of like a family issue or medical problems. Many of us like to share our issues with our friends, talking about different experiences or seeking out their advice. Other people like to just shut down and shut up. Twin flames don't react the same way all the time, so keep that in mind. You may have a lot in common, but you may not handle crises the same way. Your twin flame may want to be left alone and be incommunicado while they deal with their issues. It may hurt you because you feel left out, but allow them the space to handle their issues their own way, as long as they're not being disrespectful to you. Everyone has the right to handle their problems how they see fit. If you want to include your partner, great. But that doesn't mean they should have to reciprocate. You can be there for them, but they may not have to take you up on it. Your way may be the best way for you, but not the best way for them. Some people prefer to handle their issues by themselves first. Try it. See if they can handle it or they can fix it before they ask for help. So at times like this, offering to help or saying that you're there for them and then leaving them to do it on their own may be the right thing to do. We're all human and life happens, and we're not always mentally and emotionally available to our partners at all times, and that's okay, as long as it's reasonable.
Right. So when your twin flame withdraws, this may trigger some twin flame separation anxiety. Twin flame separation anxiety doesn't just happen when a twin flame couple is in the separation phase. It can be triggered just by them withdrawing or pulling back. Twin flame separation anxiety is difficult to deal with. And during this time, you can react emotionally rather than logically, and that will cause a lot of damage. Instead of creating fear, worry, panic with an overactive imagination, creating tons of worst case scenarios in your head, it would be more productive for you to determine what life lesson is presenting itself to you right now. This is much better use of your time than self-destructing or destroying your relationship. Remember, this lesson is written into your twin flame blueprint before you were born, and it's something you both agree and decide to experience so the two of you could grow individually as well as a couple.
Mm-hmm. So instead of worrying about why they're detaching from you and all the things that could go wrong and all the worst case scenarios that could happen, take your own personal power back and put the focus back on yourself, your kids, your friends, or a personal project. Your twin flame may be having a crisis of faith. So, should you be having one too? How does that help the situation? It's bad enough when one of you is working from a place of fear and insecurity, and it's even worse and more damaging when you both are. So stay strong on your spiritual path. You should have the faith in your connection that a few days of withdrawal won't end things permanently. Yes, you may be a little lonely or a little hurt or whatever, but your twin flame needs to handle their business their way.
So when they want some space, give it to them. That doesn't mean it's over or a sign of terrible things to come. It can simply be just some time for your twin flame to get a grip on their life or deal with an issue that's personal to them. Twin flames don't have to do everything together to be a great couple and have a long-lasting relationship. Sometimes even they have to go it alone with their twin flame on standby, ready, though, to offer support if needed. So you can find Sarah and I on twinflameconnection.com. There's links to all of our social media out there, as well as to our YouTube channel, which is Soulmates Twinflames Tarot. There's a link for our free app there as well. And we'd love to hear any comments you have. If you jump over to our YouTube channel or on our Facebook page even, we'd appreciate hearing what you guys have to say. Do you have anything else, Sarah?
No.
All right. Bye.
Bye.